Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Moto3 and live watch-along of the British Grand Prix. This is it then, a biggie in MotoGP world as well. Silverstone, first time at the wing as well. It's going to be epic. Let's cross over to the track as we get ready to go green.
Turned it around, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what Artigas is like? He's another one. He's more of a racer than a qualifier, quite an aggressive rider. One thing to note, the fact that we're starting from the wing, Turn 3 is so tight. You can't really appreciate how tight it is on TV. It's a really tight hairpin. And pretty much starting from the line, they're going to be flat out through Turn 1 and Turn 2. So it's almost like the first braking marker is going to be a hairpin. I'm warning you now, there's going to be some action there.
As there always is, as we always expect in Moto3. We mentioned Joel Kelso going from the second row and his first trip to Silverstone. Let's see what he makes of it. He's with Michael.
Joel, a first visit for you to Silverstone. It's a tricky track to learn, especially with the wet weather interrupting, but how are you feeling?
Yeah, exactly that. We still don't know the track exactly, you know. We only had a certain amount of laps on Friday, and yeah, we weren't feeling the best in the dry, and then yeah, yesterday was wet, and we managed to pull, you know, good position for qualifying. So now the plan is just try to go with the group, and let's see where we end up.
Good luck today.
Cheers, mate.
Hodgie, you mentioned Ivan Ortola, who's in the middle of what is a very strong third row next to Ayumu Sasaki and Dennis Onshu.
Yeah, I mean, names, and I know it can get boring because we start firing that many different names out, but Onshu, as we know, really good here last year, finished on the podium, super aggressive, likes his style of track. And then Sasaki's, I mean, he's in the form of his life, isn't he?
He's just missing that win, isn't he?
He's just missing that win, and this is the sort of track that'll suit him because he loves the corner speed. I'm going to throw one more.
Go on.
I know I'm going on a bit. Romano Fenati, the veteran, won here a few years back, absolutely checked out. He looked fast in the dry session and practice one. So pick one of those 20 names I've mentioned, and that's who's going to win. There you go. That's why I'm here, to give that real detail.
There's Lando Norris watching on as well. So Lando with Pecco Bagnaia, just making sure. Lando was only here 3 weeks ago, scored second place in the British Grand Prix as well. So he's definitely up there, ready for some action. The British Grand Prix then at Silverstone is seconds away. It's going to be one of these ones that nobody knows exactly what is coming next. Are you ready? Are you steady? It's the British Grand Prix for Moto3. Let's go ready for racing. Rain in the air, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen next. The tension is rising for Moto3's British Grand Prix. Well, they could take down the umbrellas. A wet day yesterday has turned into a dry day today. Let's see where we go. Juan Massimo on pole position. Scott Ogden, a Brit on the front row of the grid. Daniel Holgado starts in third. Ricardo Rossi is fourth. Joe Kelso is fifth. Javier Artigas lines up sixth on the grid. Ayumu Sasaki is seventh with Ivan Ortola in eighth. Dennis Onshu starts ninth. Tatsuzi Suzuki is 10th, Stefano Nepa 11th, Filippo Falio is in 12th. Kaito Toba 13th, ahead of Roman Fenati and Matteo Bertoletti. Jose Antonio Ruda, Diego Monrella and Tazito Ferruzzo take up in 18th place. Further down on the timing screens, Yamanaka 19th, RG is 20th, Salvador 21st. Then we get Asman, Vija, Joshua Whiteley in 21st position as well. Then 22nd for, 25th fell on Cardoso, Munoz and Alonso. And starting from the pit lane as well, we see as well a penalty for Joshua Whiteley. And when they go then on the formation lap here at Silverstone. Oh, and a problem already. And is that the number 19? I think it is. Further at the back of the field. It could be Matteo Bertoletti. No, it is Scott Ogden! Scott Ogden! Oh, it's happened again! It's happened again! The British started second on the grid. Scott Ogden will not take the start. He'll have to go for the pit lane. And that is a P2 position gone before the lights have even gone out. I do not believe it. I do not believe it. He's best ever qualifying in his home Grand Prix. And Scott Ogden will start this race in last position from the pit lane at best. I do not believe it. The heartbreak you experience at your home Grand Prix And it's gone. Here's the championship though. Daniel Holgado leads on 125 points. Juan Masia, 109. He's 16 points back at best at the moment. It's a new track here at Silverstone. Cobb's Corner now is turn number 11 on this circuit. Turn 1 is Abbey. They've changed the layout from the start line. Now goes to the Hamilton straight. Let's check in with BT Sport.
Form your first long lap penalty, so you've got to wait for the board, but it's usually after the first lap if there's no jump starts. Try and do it quite early, and as we seen yesterday, Moto3 is a long way around the outside there, so yeah, he's going to lose 2.5 to 3 seconds. So yeah, some work to do today for Josh, but he's had good pace again this weekend. Likewise in Assen, he was taking a step up, really improving and getting towards the middle pack. So yeah, hopefully he can still pull something out of the bag today.
So there's going to be a gap where Scott Ogden was on the front row of the grid. Jaume Masia one side, Danny Holgado the other. They're 1 and 2 in the championship, or 2 and 1, because obviously Holgado leads by 16 points from Jaume Masia. Ayumu Sasaki starting 7th, row 3. Denis Onchu in 9th, with Ivan Ortola sandwiched in between. Where's the threat today for Masia? Because I think Masia looked good in all conditions.
He did, and I do think that Masia is the favourite, but you never rule out Ayumu Sasaki. You don't rule out Denis Onchu, especially when it comes to the step that he's made the 3 races prior to the summer break. I think he really matured and actually found a little bit of something in terms of racecraft. So I think they're probably the 2 main threats, but Danny Holgado as well.
Right, here we go then. Scott Ogden has actually made it round here.
That's interesting. Will he be allowed to take second on the grid then? Unless he has to come into the pit lane. So Scott Ogden might actually start this race from second place. Not bad at all. He'll get to line up on the grid. He'll come through everybody. And is Ogden lining up at the back, or is he going to come through to take P2? That's a decision we're about to see. No, Scott Ogden lines up at the back. Green flag then. The Moto3 British Grand Prix is under starters orders. 15 laps around Silverstone to kick us off on Grand Prix Sunday. It's lights out, and away we go. It's a good start from Masia. It's a good start as well from Daniel Holgado. And immediately coming up, Denis Onchu, halfway out, Taker's making a battle in towards turn number 1. But it's going to be Daniel Holgado who will lead into Abbey and closely followed around the outside. Trying coming through is a Momawasa. Holgado has a little bit of a moment coming through farm, and right round the outside into Village goes Juan Masia. Holgado's under pressure now from Denis Onchu, who has the inside line coming into the loop, and Onchu briefly takes the lead. Masia comes back through on the inside as we come out of entry down the Wellington straight for the first time. Juan Masia, he leads, but now he's in a tight fight with Denis Onchu and Daniel Holgado, and Denis Onchu takes the lead right round the outside of Masia, and here comes the 71 of Ayumu Sasaki. He gets ahead of Holgado as he come in towards Brooklands, round Luffield, and then into Woodcote past the National Straight, and Masia trying to look on the inside of Holgado, wheel to wheel through Woodcote, over the National Straight we come now. Onchu leads up to the first sector, followed by Masia, Sasaki, Holgado, Artegas up to 5th, Ortola, Riccardo Rossi, and it's 3 wide, coming into Cobb's Corner. Masia takes the lead. Sasaki's up into second position. Onchu and Holgado down into 3rd and 4th, but Onchu coming alongside Sasaki as they come down towards Beckett. It's 3 wide. Holgado slips through the inside of the pair of them. Onchu down to 3rd, Sasaki down to 4th. Masia leads with Holgado back up to P2. Fabulous start to the British Grand Prix for Moto3 as they come out of Beckett into Chapel and down the Hanger Straight. So, a perfect start for Momawasa, but this slipstream battle is not over yet as they come now down the Hanger Straight. Masia pulls to the right-hand side. That lets Holgado and Onchu through. Might take Sasaki as well. So, Red Bull KTM Ijo lead. Red Bull KTM Tech 3 in second place. 2 different teams, same livery, battling it out. And now it's 3 wide. Correction, 4 wide coming to the Vale chicane. And Holgado versus Onchu getting a bit too dangerous as we come through Vale. And Holgado going wide. Masia's going to slip to the inside, coming into Club Corner, and there's a rider down. I think it's Justino Vietti. No, it's Joshua White who's been given a double long lap penalty. So who's gone down? Ryder was down. I can't tell who it is just yet. The TV pictures, it hasn't come up, but somebody has gone down on the deck. Ruder's going down. White, Canisso as well going into it. Dennis Onchu leads, and here comes the 48. That's Ivan Ortola. Remember the great race he had in Kota a few weeks ago. Roman Frenati dropping back a few positions. Oh, and it's Wiley with the double online penalty confirmed now. What was that? Corner carnage, though. Who caused that rider looking like he'd gone down? We've had no yellow flags, no one's saying anyone's gone down, so I think that camera angle's a little bit wrong as Masia down the Wellington straight in towards Brooklands on the inside line. He gets ahead of Dennis Onchu with a perfect manoeuvre, tries to take it back through. So Masia, he takes the lead. Onchu's P2. Hologado taking third position as we come now out of Brooklands into Luffield, now into Woodcote for the leaders as we come back to them across the National Straight. Masia, Onchu still battling together, and coming in there is Hologado. Sasaki and Ortola now joining the mix, and wide goes Onchu. Onchu loses out to Hologado, Sasaki and Ortola. So it's just a little bit of a slipstream miss. No jump starts, and there's a lot of smoke now coming through in towards Maggins and Beckett. It's not rain or spray, the track's perfectly dry, so where's that coming from? I don't know. Hologado leads at the moment. Masia in second position. Sasaki in third as they come round the outside now as well. Still trying to have a little bit of a battle together. What a fantastic launch to the British Grand Prix. Hologado leads. Now Masia's going to slip stay in his slipstream down the hangar straight towards Stowe. Here comes Sasaki on the inside. Otola's dropped back a little bit as well. Sasaki's feeling brave for second place at least. Masia takes the lead. Hologado forced out wide. He's going to drop into a best fourth position because he's got Ortola just ahead of him. He's going to fight that down towards Vale though on the inside line. What a great battle we're seeing. Masia leads, Sasaki, Hologado, then Ortola, Onchu top 5, and they are changing every second. The championship battle now down to 7 World Championship points. Hologado on 141, Masia 134, Sasaki 119, Ortola 107. Gap in the championship now down to 34 points, separating the top 4, but 7 between Hologado and Masia, 22 between Hologado and Sasaki. That's the big deal that everyone is keeping an eye on here at the moment at Silverstone. And that's Sasaki up the inside, nearly taking out Masia, really had to pull a stop. And now into Village, into the loop. Ah, down goes Masia! Masia has crashed down for the lead of the British Grand Prix in turn 4. Down at the loop, he has dropped it on entry. He's gone up and got going again, but that is out. And now that puts Hologado and Ortola, and it's a 7-way battle into Brooklands. Who's going to break first? Hologado takes the lead. Ortola is going to drop down for second position. Up from 6th to 2nd goes Diego Monrella. Suzuki up to 3rd. Alonso up to 4th. Sasaki down to 5th. And then we get his well-evolved Ortola, Onchu, Ricardo Rossi, Roman Frenati, Joel Kelso. Real drama here at Silverstone. They're all slipstreaming together. And Hologado's a massive twitch coming into Cobb's corner. Really massive twitch. He's kept it going and has the lead of the race. What a Moto3 this is turning out to be. Sasaki slips through on the inside of Suzuki. Ortola in a battle as well further back. Joel Kelso with Ricardo Rossi. David Alonso at the inside of Diego Monrella. Bravely at Brooklyn. It's coming through Beckett. Into Chapel takes the second position. Masia has rejoined the race. He's now 28th. Scott Ogden down in 20th. And this is what happened. Watch Masia. He's got miles ahead of him on entry. The front just dips away from him. It didn't even look like it was turning. Too much speed, too much lean angle. And Masia crashed out. Rider okay. Masia crashed out again. Because we've just had the confirmation that he's back again. So I don't know what's happening there. That timing tower that you're looking at is behind quite a bit. So it needs to reset itself a little bit. Because that is a minute 21 behind. It's lap 4 now of the race. That timing tower really does need to reset itself. I wonder why it hasn't at the moment. Anyway, moving on with it as well. We see David Alonso taking second position as well. Hologado leads, and now it's just a massive scrap behind as well as that's Suzuki trying to pick his way through. 7 riders side by side in towards Village at turn 3. Then it's coming down towards the loop at turn 4. Then it's through entry at 5, down the Wellington Straight. And so many riders are just stuck together. It's getting almost impossible to see the difference between them all as they are all just flying together. Down the Wellington Straight we go. Whiteley has been reminded of his double long lap penalty. David Alonso trying to take the lead of the race. He's back up into second position, so he's past Sasaki and Morella. So Diego Monrella dropped back in the order. As you see, Massia rejoined the race. We got that message ages ago. So that timing tower massively behind. Hopefully it'll catch up in a second. I don't know why it's so far behind. It's not reason to be. It's just the timing screen's being a little bit tricky at the moment. It is literally 1 minute and 33 seconds behind that timing tower. So apologies for that. It's 12 to go. Not the 13 that is scripted. The timing tower is just freezing every second. I don't think it can handle the amount of overtakes, so it's just crashing every second you at least try to. Hopefully it will close back up shortly and get us back up to normal. As Onchu moves to fourth, Diego Monrella down into fifth position as we come down the hanger straight once more. It's going to be nearly, there we go, 12 to go. Now it's got the correct timings as well. As they head down in towards the braking zone. Oh, look at that! From David Alonso on the inside line, almost touching the grass down the hanger straight. As everyone fights a position, Sasaki takes the lead. Alonso second, Olagano third. There is Scott Ogden. He's down in 20th position, but still in the battle because they're all so close together. So he's not out of it yet, and he won't be out of it yet. So keep an eye on Scott Ogden in this British Grand Prix. 12 laps to go here now, 11 laps to go at Silverstone as they cross the line. Even their timing towers are having a day of it. The timing towers are having a day of it as well. They can't keep up with all the overtakes that's happening right now on the circuit. Well, if it helps, the timing tower is now actually catching up a little bit. But yeah, Whiteley double up. We got that 2 minutes ago. It's nearly a lap behind now, this timing tower. Don't know what's happened to it. It's quite annoying, actually, to see it happening like this because it's just like something's just corrupted it. We'll see if we can get it back up and running shortly as well, as a lot of action continuing to go as Colin Vigia does a 2:13.047, has the fastest lap of the race so far. See if that does anything to it as well and tries to speed up a little bit. Now it's speeding up. There we go. So there's a few little things going on in the field as they all just try and calm down for a lap or two. They've got to try to start saving their tyres, of course, and keeping that together. If it helps, the timing tower is now really speeding up as well once you click on it. So we found the solution. It might be a bit glitchy for a few moments, but the timing tower will all sync back up again in a second once the timing tower resets itself. It's gone from being 2 minutes behind to 1 minute 45. So, Sasaki, Onchu, Alonso, Monrella, Hologado, Suzuki, Ortola, Salvador, Rossi, Ruda, the top 10. And they're still side by side as Alonso makes a move on the inside line, coming through Maggot to Beckett. He gets ahead of Diego Monrella. And now we're just seeing Onchu right behind Sasaki as well. So they are still massively closing in, massively trying to find the pace as well. That's one thing that we're all going to have to take a look at and just sort of hope stays okay. There's Lando Norris watching on here, the Moto3 race at Silverstone. Everyone taking the tight line down the hanger straight and dives back through. And that was Sasaki trying to keep the lead away as they all fumble in towards Stowe Corner, down towards the Vale chicane. And everyone just taking it as little as they can. And Sasaki chops the front nose off of Dennis Onchu. So Onchu can't get back through ahead. And there on the inside, that's Salvador trying to pass Hologado, coming into the mix of things as well. Across the line then, down towards turn number 1, the Hamilton straight in towards Abbey. 10 laps to go. It's lap 6 of 15 of the British Grand Prix for Moto3. And now look at this. Suzuki making moves up the field as well. The red 24 trying to come back through. Still not finding a good pace on the inside line. And that's 3 into 1. That's going to be tight. And through goes Sasaki. And Suzuki goes second. Great little battle between the two. So Suzuki takes P2 away from Onchu, Alonso, Monrella. Slipped through on the inside line very nicely. If it helps, the timing tower is catching up remarkably. So we've solved that problem. It'll just take a second. If you're wondering why the TV picture's a bit blurry, the timing tower is catching up. At least you can still hear my voice without a problem. We've discovered that before. This is the TV FPS that lags. So I'm standing as still as possible. Vija coming through once again, down out of Woodcote, in towards Copse Corner. And here comes Alonso on the inside of Suzuki for third position and makes the move stick. Nicely slipped through, and Suzuki's going to come right back around the outside of him, in towards Maggott and Beckett, and takes it. Alonso back to third. There really is no stopping them. No stopping, no fooling. It's all literally going to be them, 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 and them, and nothing else will be the problem. Nothing else will stop them being the problem either in this a fairly interesting Moto3 race here at Silverstone. Stefano Nepper to 12th position. He's passed Roman Fanati, and it's 3 wide for the lead coming in, and David Alonso takes the lead of the race. Sasaki to second, Onchu down to third into Stowe Corner. They're all towing each other massively down the hangar straight. Oh, touching the green there was David Salvador. Whiteley's been reminded about his double long lap penalty. Fallon's been given a track limits violation warning. As you can see on your TV pictures, Hologano third, Onchu down to fourth now as well. Suzuki in 6th position as they cross the line down towards turn 1 once more. 9 laps to go here, the British Grand Prix in Silverstone. Really is dramatic, isn't it? I can't accept how crazy and dramatic this race has turned out to be, as we see Hologano going wide, Onchu taking it for second, trying to take the lead away from David Alonso. Didn't work out. Track temperature now at 17 degrees. That's ambient temperature, sorry. So track temperature is up there a bit high. You can see it on your monitors. Down the hangar straight, sorry, down the Wellington straight once more. In towards Brooklands. And is Onchu going to look on the inside line? He thought about a little move. Can't do much about it, I'm afraid. As there's a battle going on further back as well. That's further back, actually, in the field. So that's past Godog. That's down in Artegas, Ferda, Fallon, Argy as well. All those positions at the back of the circuit as well. Slowly, the timing screen is catching up with us. It's 9 laps to go. There you go. So it is catching up. Right, we're on the right lap now. That's the important thing. Can it close up in time to get us to the sectors? That's the interesting part. Joshua Whiteley, double long lap penalty. Right, so the timing screen is catching up with us brilliantly. 9 laps to go with the race. Honestly, remind me to put the mouse on that timing screen for the MotoGP race that follows us here, otherwise we're in real trouble. There you see the ambient temperature I told you about a minute ago. Right, they've just completed Sector 1. We're at Sector 3, middle of Sector 4, and this is the battle for third as Sasaki moves to the inside of Hologano and makes the move stick. And at the front, Onchu versus Alonso is the battle that they are brewing. And there's riders everywhere in the mid-pack. Hologano at the moment will have a 23-point lead in the championship to Sasaki. Don't know how that's right, because I think it was 7 a few seconds ago. So where exactly that's come through, I don't know. Time screen's now a minute behind, so it is catching up. Hopefully by the end of the race, we'll be on the right lap. 8 to go. It's actually really speeding through, so we won't take us too much longer, I don't think. Through turn 1 again in Abbey. So this has been we're halfway, by the way. 8 down, 8 to go of the 15 laps. Of course, you count the last lap you're on. So this is half distance in the British Grand Prix. Hasn't taken us that long since the green flag went out, around about 24 minutes. Yeah, right about that, actually, since the lights went out. Yeah, maybe a bit less than actually. It's actually started at 8:30, so it's taken us around about 20 minutes we've been racing now, so it's not that long at all. As the field will continue to try and counteract everything as the action continues. 8 laps to go here at Silverstone. Good news is timing sector's now only a sector behind, so it will catch up to us quite quickly. Alonso leads this race. Onchu, Sasaki, Hologano. And now there's a 3-way fight coming towards Cobb's Corner with Sasaki on the inside line. And Sasaki takes Onchu through Cobb's Corner. Nice move on the inside line. That's going to give the advantage to Hologano, who's running in P4. And Hologano slips through for second place on the pair of them. Sasaki will come to you. Disrupt the airflow. You pay the price. Pack racing at Silverstone for Moto3. Best racing we're going to see all day, I hope. The MotoGP British Grand Prix is just as exciting because this is energetic stuff. Down the hangar straight we go. And we see Hologado looking to the inside, and he's gone past, and he's going to take the lead of the race too. Hologado leads round the outside. Is that Colin Rija trying to take several positions? It is. Rija up a numerous amount of positions. Zaki's up too. Rija up to 6th from 9th. And there's Salvador trying to take a little position. This is amazing stuff. Salvador's now right behind David Munoz. British Grand Prix is just cracking right now as Hologado. As that's Onchu passing Alonso on the inside line at turn 1 at Cops Corner. Sorry, at Abbey. Don't change the circuit after 11 years. That's all I'm saying. To the old start, to the new start line. It just gets very confusing. It does get incredibly confusing. It's hard to tell where they are. So what's happened here then with Motorsport Broadcasting? Thought something was off, but that's not good. On-back crash we just saw wasn't a crash. It was a drone hitting a grandstand. Oh, God. So that accident we thought saw someone going down. It was actually a drone hitting a grandstand. Oh, dear. So that's the drone hit the grandstand. So it wasn't a crash. It was the drone crashing. Okay. Things you didn't know and are happy you sort of do know now, I suppose. 7 laps to go at the British Grand Prix for Moto3 here at Silverstone. Hologado leads and Alonso 2nd, Onchu 3rd, Suzuki 4th, Fenati 5th, Suzuki 6th. But that could change any second. They are just triggering massively around the braking zones. But just having a look around here as well as Onchu right in the back of Alonso. It's like they've pulled out 2/10 gap. There's still pack racing here at Silverstone. Best British Grand Prix we've seen in a long time for Moto3. Chaos racing, exciting racing as well. As they come down the start-finish straight. Timing screens have almost caught up, by the way. They're now 20 seconds behind. So that is the correct order you're seeing flashing on your screen. Down the hanger straight, and it's 5 wide. Coming into the braking zone for Stowe. Hologado takes the lead. Roman Fenati, I believe, is up into 2nd position. He's going to get forced down a little bit there by David Alonso. Fenati's going to drop down to 4th position. Hologado leads the British Grand Prix. Sasaki 2nd, Alonso 3rd. Scott Ogden's in 18th place, so he's not running in the mix after stalling on the grid. So down across the line we go once more. 6 to go here at Silverstone. It's utter chaos, utter chaos. This race has just flipped the British Grand Prix, some of the best racing we've seen in a very, very long time. Hologado coming back through on the inside line. Can't take it. And now we're seeing Sasaki and Fenati battling together as we come out onto the Wellington Straight. Hologado leads, and now look at Onchu right behind him. Onchu is going to go for a move. He's stuck right behind. He's going to pull to the inside line, down towards Brooklands. Can't get the move, stuck round the outside. Ortola trying to pass Fenati with Sasaki in the wings. I think Sasaki's on past a pair of them, yes. Sasaki is up into 5th position. Munoz and Ortega back into 7th position. So there was a little bit of time to be found, as we thought there might be, as we come down the National Straight towards Cobb's Corner. Sasaki's on the inside line, and he's trying to go through as well. Round the outside comes Roman Fenati. Can he get the drag on Hologado? Yes, he can. Fenati's going for the lead on a brilliant outside manoeuvre. Hologada's going to force him off as much as he can. Here comes Onchu on the inside line. Into Baggett and Beckett. Fenati takes 2nd. Nearly the race lead, with a superb run, and he's going to go for it, round the outside, into Beckett, and he's taken the lead! Oh boy, what a great move from Roman Fenati! That was spectacular! Round the outside, coming down into Maggett and Beckett, into Chapel, and it's Roman Fenati with a super duper sweet move. He's lost it now though, down the hanger straight. Hologado and Onchu going back through, Fenati's holding off, but that was a great move. He's practicing things now. He knows what he needs to do. He knows where he needs to see it. Cracking stuff. Alonso takes 2nd. Fenati down to 4th. Moto3. It never fails to disappoint. I'm on a permanent state of shock right now. 5 laps to go across the line. Timing tower nearly caught up. Literally, it's only 20. It's 20 seconds now, so it's not even that. Maybe even 10. It's not that far behind at all. 5 to go. There's Finalti on the inside line, taking a little bit of a manoeuvre. Some amazing action. Oh no, Alonso! Nearly lost it. His leg came up off the deck. Alonso very nearly dropped it with a high side. He managed to save it and only lose out to Holgado. Beautiful bit of saving there. Down the straight. He's going to have an attack, though, right back in his race lead. Here comes Ortola. And oh, he nearly hit Sasaki. And Ortola goes into second position. Alonso's trying to go around the outside. Coming in way too late is Dennis Onchu. Sasaki's going to hold off for 4th position. Onchu down to 5th as they come round Luffield into Woodcote. Can they hit back on the power? Yes, they can. No one's having a drag stream at the moment. Timing screen is now caught up, everybody. You have a timing screen. That is correct. That didn't take too long, did it? And we are live. Timing tower is correct. Finally, after 5 laps, Holgado leads this one at the moment. But still, the battle is brewing. This incredible race just won't give up. It can't give up. It's just how good this track is becoming. And there's Onchu dropping back throughout the field as well, so he's lost out a little bit too, I'm afraid. Down the hanger straight we go once more. And slipping through on the inside line, very much nearly on the grass. That's a great move from Sasaki, who's going to try and take the lead away. And Sasaki leads. Sasaki leads. Monrella will try and take second away from Holgado and does so. Holgado gets forced onto the green. He'll get a warning for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riders side by side coming into the braking zone for Vale. Sasaki takes the lead. Onchu nearly drops in, and Holgado's trying to force through. Holgado's going to go wide as we come through into Club Corner. 4 laps to go of the British Grand Prix for Moto3, and this race is turning into electric as Onchu moves to the inside line down turn 1. Onchu can't get ahead. Every second it's changing. Every single second, you don't know where to look next. So, this amazing, confusing, battling race is turning up once more to 11. Sasaki leads. Onchu, Holgado, Monrella, Alonso, Ortola, Munoz, Vietti. All coming through in this battling race. Second sector times coming up in the Delta now. Can't look away for a second. Onchu looks to the inside line. Not going to work out there, I'm afraid. Just decides against it. Lando Norris very much got his hand over mouth, thinking this is just an incredible battle we are seeing right now. So much is changing, so much happening as well. You don't know what's going to happen next. They'll continue on, though. Down towards Copse Corner. And Monrella looking through on the inside line. Not really a differential of opinion there. And just taking a few breaks between them. There we go with our timing towers back up and running now. Finally. And Sasaki closing in again. This has been epic. There was the 44 DM of David Munoz. Oh, Holgado, track limits warning. There we go, look, timing screen's back up. Masia, been told 6.5 seconds now at the front of the field. Sasaki's defending the inside line down the hanger straight like mad. Onchu said, okay, I'll go right round the outside. Monrella is coming through, Ortega coming through as well. Sasaki takes the lead still. Holgado, as we said earlier, track limits warning. Don't touch the green on the last lap either. You'll be given a long lap penalty applied to your time. And look at that. The concertina so much coming into Vale. Off goes Onchu. Monrella's going to go through on the inside. Alonso goes through as well. Wrong time for a replay there. And what are we seeing? That's Holgado touching the green. Yeah, we saw it live, Dorna. We don't need a replay. Suzuki's out! Suzuki's out! Suzuki's crashed out! And Bertoletti! Suzuki and Bertoletti have crashed out of the British Grand Prix. Suzuki's got his bike going again, but I think he's coming into the pit lane. He is. Bertoletti's crashed out too. And they might get it going. They're in the middle of Club Corner, as you heard from Michael Lamberty. So just a little bit off there with 3 laps to go of the British Grand Prix. Oh, big one there. Huge one, actually. Wow, my goodness me. Not a great look here at the moment, going forward on this track. A few sector times need adjusting. Yellow flag's out there. Suzuki's entered the pit lane. So that's going to be what's going on there on the circuit, just to take up a couple of positions. There's Suzuki crashed out, has been made official. We knew that was coming. Sasaki leads this race. Onshu ahead there as well, as the timing tower, again, trying to play catch-up as it's got off again. System needs a big kick up the backside as well to work. David Alonso, though, the Colombian, in 3rd position. Dennis Onshu P2. Amon Sasaki, though, leading the British Grand Prix with 3 to go. 2 after this one, of course. It's going to be quite close once more to see how this is going to work out at the end. Timing tower just trying to catch up now again. Moto3 has just crashed it. Absolutely crashed it. The system, I think, will get a quick reset before MotoGP. And there's Masia, who crashed out earlier on. He is down. Where is Masia? He's going to be 27 points back now in the championship. Masia down in a position I can't even tell on my tiny screen. Now 18th position. So he's done well. Oh, hello. Sasaki leading. Onchi's coming through, and Alonso goes through as well. And Munoz fancying a little battle as he goes side by side. On the in now. Getting past Onshu, who's dropped back a few positions. Well, this race just keeps on changing, doesn't it? It doesn't stay the same a single second. 2 laps to go, and it's David Alonso who takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. And Hologana's going to fight back down the Hamilton straight in towards turn 1 at Abbey. And he's got back ahead, and Sasaki's going through on the inside as well. Alonso back to 3rd, but crucially he knows he can lead that last lap if it's need be. And there goes Sasaki on the inside, trying to take the lead away from Hologano. Hasn't worked out. Onshu trying to come back to on the inside line. And round the outside, Munoz getting forced out there, and he nearly takes off Vietti and Onshu. Asman comes into the pit lane as we come down the Wellington Straight. So much is changing and happening in this race. You can't keep it straight. What's happening? 3 wide into Brooklands, and Sasaki takes the lead here at Silverstone. Alonso in a very close battle with Hologano. Hologano through on the inside, takes 2nd position. Vietti's going to try and come back through on the inside line as well. Everything is changing. Oh, and there's a hand gone up there for Hologano. He was just having a go at Alonso there, says, do that one more time, he says. And Hologano's going for the lead. And where's Justino Vietti come from? Vietti's up to 2nd place. Vietti amazingly takes 2nd place. It is a Husqvarna 1-2 here at Silverstone. Not for long, though. Hologano back in front. This lead, ever changing, ever battling, ever racing at Silverstone. Oh, no. And that is a little bit of a change there as we get Vietti nearly dropping out from all that hard work. He's been sent right to the back in 16th place. Just got set up a little bit. Wasn't enough, it wasn't right. Masia gets a track limits warning as we come into Stowe Corner. Hologano takes the lead. Alonso and Onshu right there, though. Capitalising at the exit. Nobody touched the green. You'll get a penalty if you do that. Late on the brakes. Here comes Onshu on the inside line. Onshu takes 3rd position. Tries to force everybody a bit too wide. Right, one more lap then. 3.666 miles of the Silverstone circuit. Who's going to take it? Hologano leads on the last lap. Alonso, Onshu, Ortola. Top 3 now. A little bit of a gap. Alonso's going for it. Doesn't want to go too early, though. Munoz passes Salvador into the braking zone. Little on the inside. Alonso tries to go for the position. It wasn't working. Tries to switch back into the loop. Hasn't paid there, but he gets a good exit down the hangar straight. That'll be where he'll plan to make the move. Don't even attempt it down Wellington, where we're at now. Hangar will be the place to do it. Oh, he's going to go for it anyway. Alonso's in the turn. He's got no choice. He's going to have to go for a move on the inside line. And Onshu's going to come through. Alonso, rolled out of it a little bit there. He didn't want to make the move. He did not want to give up that track position so quickly. Monrella, Munoz, Ortola, Fenati down in 8th position as well. They're the battling positions at this moment in time. So much is changing Gas leading the race. Gas willing him on. It's David Alonso who's taking the lead here at Silverstone. As we're coming towards Cops Corner, Sasaki takes it, but Alonso outbreaks him. This is the last 2 sectors of the British Grand Prix at Silverstone for Moto3. Who is going to win here at Silverstone? There's so much on the line, so many on the line. For David Alonso to do it, just having a quick look in Magnum Motor, it'll be his first ever win in his first season. Sasaki's won before, so has Onshu, so has Hologado. And they're all changing over. Wow, and Hologado nearly takes off Onshu's front tyre. Down the hangar straight we go for the final time. Sasaki's in the lead. Alonso pulls to the outside line. Onshu's there as well. And Alonso takes the lead. Oh, and Onshu runs it out too deep. He's lost out every credibility now. Alonso's just got to hold off Sasaki, who's got to hold off. Oh, that's coming through with Hologado. Alonso's out clear. Alonso's into Vale. He's got the move done. Sasaki's right with him. A drag race to the line. David Alonso, in just his 10th start, wins the British Grand Prix for the first time. David Alonso, the Colombian, wins at Silverstone. His first ever win in Moto3. The Colombians on top. Gas winner are happy. What a race. What could have been for Masia. Dropped it out of the line. David Alonso wins a brilliant British Moto3 Grand Prix. Amon Sasaki in second. Daniel Hologado is in third place. Ortola Munoz, the top 5. Fantastic. Truly a brilliant British Grand Prix. Everything went perfectly. Real round of applause for David Alonso, winner of the British Grand Prix for Moto3. So let's confirm how they finished then in the Moto3 race while we've got the opportunity, while BT Sport go to an ad break. David Alonso wins with Amon Sasaki in second. Daniel Hologado is third. Ivan Ortola is fourth. David Munoz fifth. Diego Monrella in sixth. David Salvador is seventh. Jose Antonio Ruda eighth. Colin Vija fights back for ninth. And Roman Fanati rounds out the top 10. Dennis Onshu is 11th. Stefano Neppa 12th. Riccardo Rossi 13th. 14th for Kaito Toba. 15th for Yusu Yamanaka. For going further down as well. Scott Ogden fought back for 16th. Oh, what could have been, eh? Oh, what could have been. Starting second on the grid, lost out the end. Joe Kelso, 17th. Warmer Massa is 18th after dropping it. Filippo Felaroli, 19th. Teo Farizzo, 20th. Javier Artegas in 21st. Lorenzo Felon, 22nd. Mario Agi, 23rd. Anna Codisso, 24th. Joshua Whiteley, 25th. Salvadorian Asman retiring from the race along with Tatsushi Suzuki and Matteo Bertoletti, all out of the classifying order. In terms of what this does for the World Championship standings, as you can see now on your screen, Daniel Hologado leads the championship on 141 points. Amon Sasaki is 22 points back on 119. Then we get as well Juan Masia on 109, Ivan Ortola on 107, Onshu on 99, Alonso on 90, Monrella 87, Ruda on 60, Artegas 57, Stefano Neppa rounding out the top 10 on 50. And Felon's been given a long lap penalty due to exceeding track limits. So Felon has dropped down the order as well. And that will put him down for 22nd position anyway in the field. Further down as well, David Munoz is 11th on the field. He has 46 points. Suzuki 38, the same as Kaito Toba. Yamanaka 36, Vija 34, Salvador is 29, Fanati 22, Ogden only on 20, Kelso 19, Minio 17, Rossi 13, Bertoletti 11, Forenzo 6, Asman 5, Agi is on 4, Faroli 2, Whiteley on 1 point. Still no points for Fernandez, Almanza, Lucinetta, Cardoso and Felon as well. Time to come back though. as they're coming back in to the situation. So let's hand back over to BT Sport for all of the reaction.
Welcome back to the Parc Fermé scenes after a stunning Moto3 race here at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. And David Alonso has done it. He has won a Grand Prix in his rookie season for Aspar, for Colombia, the first Colombian ever to win a Grand Prix. What a performance, Michael Laverty.
Sensational. It took him just 10 starts in Moto3 to become a victor, but we knew the kid was special when we watched him in juniors. He's a class act. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. He's well looked after inside the Aspar guards. You can see how much it means to Jorge Martinez. He's still as passionate as ever. He's got Nico Turol in there as team boss, but yeah, he's delivering the goods. Yeah, 17 years of age, and even though the age limit is now 18, as a dejected, disappointed Jama Mazia looks on what might have been today. I mean, a little bit wide perhaps, but you know, we see all sorts of lines through there. That was just a moment where it all went away from him. Unfortunately, he hasn't done a lot wrong. It was, as you mentioned, not offline. Just you do extend the front fork a little bit as you squirted out a veil.
Oh, Monrella to drop 1 position due to exceeding check limits on the last lap. So Monrella will drop down to 8th. Ruda will go up to 7th.
Speed again this weekend, but not the points on the board.
I think that's Jake Dixon down there to celebrate with David Alonso. He'll hope to do something as miraculous. Let's remind you that David Alonso started in 28th position. It would have been dead last if Scott Ogden hadn't stalled on the grid. But a miraculous performance. You said, a couple of people being demoted at 1 position on the last lap.
Ogden too.
That's for Diogo Moreira, who drops back to 7th. Scott Ogden also drops a position. No points for Ogden today. But Alonso first appeared in San Marino 2021. That was his one-off ride, and we thought, well, he's coming here. He was part of the Aspar camp. He won the rookies, didn't he? And we thought, oh, well, you know, there's every chance that he's going to be around in 2022. And he was kept back, wasn't he?
Yeah, there was no room at the end. They had Sergio Garcia and Izan Guevara, so he had to stay put for another year, but actually the waiting has done him well. You look at the maturity in the young 17-year-old.
Yeah, and he's come back fighting. The start of the season was tough. Didn't score in Portugal, 14th in the second race, but since then he's been in the battle all the way. He was on the podium in Jerez and now takes a Grand Prix win for the first time. Let's hear from our championship leader, Danny Olgado. He's down there with Simon Crafer.
Daniel, what an incredible race. Give us your thoughts.
Well, it was a difficult race for me because the bike today is not perfect. In the front tire, always chattering. But yes, I am happy because it's my 5th podium in the session. Yes, more leader. Now I need stay focused and ready for Austria.
Congratulations.
Yeah, 5th podium for Danny, and as he says, he has extended that championship lead now. It's up to 22 points over Ayumu Sasaki, who moves up into 2nd. Macia's dropped back to 3rd. 141 plays 119.
Yeah, he's consistent. His championship challenge has been so impressive. The one blip in Assen, but he's turned it around after the summer break. And as he mentioned, different front tyre this weekend. It has been tough for the boys to get it set up. No medium front.
Let's hear from Ayumu Sasaki, his 5th podium as well, with 2nd place.
Ayumu, consistently fast everywhere you go, back on the podium. You've got to be happy for those championship points.
Yeah, today was a difficult race. Wind, cold. I knew that it's gonna be a big group, so I was expecting to be, you know, big group. So I just stay calm, and last lap I did great. Last lap, when I went back to P5, I said, wow, I need to come back. So I think I did a great last lap. Another P2. We wanted the win, but you know, here was a bit tricky. So hopefully we can get that win. Austria.
Great job, congratulations.
Yeah, still to win, but I think he was absolutely right there. He positioned himself. He just got to the front. He knew, even if I'm at the front, I might not win, but there's a good chance of a podium, and it's that keeps this championship charge building after those 2 no scores early on in the season.
Yeah, he has to keep the consistency rolling. You seen he dropped back into the pack, did get attacked left and right over the penultimate lap, but done his great last lap to get to the head of the field, and just wasn't to be today, but 20 points on the board, and the championship challenge is on for Ayumu.
I'm not sure if into the evening, though, we'll be discussing Ayumu or Daniel Gardo's race, because we're going to be talking about this youngster, 17 years old, first Colombian ever to win a Grand Prix, and he's talking to Simon.
David, in your rookie year, 17 years old, you win the British Grand Prix from the back of the grid, forcing everyone to notice you. How do you feel about that?
Well, this feeling is amazing because I was on the back. Yesterday on the evening I was bad because I lose too much on Saturday, and I know that it will be difficult. So I say, wow. But then this morning I wake up and I say, come on, David, you can do it. I believe in me, and I only focus on the race, just one thing, go to the finish line, and I do it. The last two corners, I was like, wow, it's going to happen, and it's amazing. Amazing the feeling, give this victory to my team because they work a lot, and my family seeing me, my friends. Wow, it's incredible. I don't have more words.
Wonderful job. Congratulations.
Thank you much. Vamos, Pablo. El 3, el triple.
What a magnificent Moto3 race we have just had. Just fantastic. Like we had here, the British Grand Prix last year, and they've delivered again. And what a story we have there with David Alonso. He was at the back of the grid to win a race in his rookie season. That is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, incredible ride, 28th on the grid. We said before the race, last year was a classic here, and that lived up to the expectation. A group of 15, 17 guys. You know, it's so hard to make a plan, but he put himself in the right position. He stayed in or around the front 2 or 3 riders the whole race, and on the last lap, he was there when it mattered. And yeah, fantastic, really happy for him. And you know, on your rookie season to win a Grand Prix, a big race like the British Grand Prix, awesome. This is the last lap here. I mean, just look at it though. I was just thinking of Alonso. Imagine being that talented. You're 17 years old. He's only done, believe it or not, 15 laps in pre-practice 1 in the dry. And then obviously all day yesterday was wet. And he came from the back. That first lap, he was so aggressive, incredibly aggressive. And then he basically, you can't say he controlled it, but he made sure he stayed in those top 3. I was watching him the whole race thinking, this young 17-year-old is going to win this race. I mean, you could see the determination, the skill, the talent, everything you need. I mean, this is I mean, we'd all heard of David Alonso. I'd heard he was a special talent, but watching him in that race was absolutely like nothing I've ever seen. Yeah, it's amazing, and growing up in the Red Bull rookies, this is where you really see the difference, because the race is like that every week, and to be 17 years old, but know where you need to put yourself, that's what really stands out with the young guys that really make a difference, like we saw with Pedro Acosta. So yeah, impressive ride.
That's who I thought of actually, Pedro Acosta, when I saw.
Yeah, I mean, some similarities there, weren't there? Yeah, it's so difficult to do what he did, but he did it with class. Having only done 15 laps in the dry on the hardest track. This track is so difficult to learn. It's so wide. I mean, what a race. I'm pretty much speechless, which is rare for me.
It is very rare. Going from pole position, looked like the man to be all weekend. Coming in off the back of a win in Assen, Jaume Masia, but a disappointing result for him. He ends with no points.
Do you know what he was trying to do as well? He was trying to break away. Yeah. And you can't blame him. He knew it was going to be a big group. So what he did a few laps, got comfortable, then went to the front, and that was the lap he was trying. It's like, and that's what you do as a racer. You get to the point and you think, we know he goes well around here, and you think, I'm going to do 3 hot laps as hard as I can, 3 qualifying laps, look at my pit board, but he didn't get a chance to do it, did he? Lost the front, down he went. Yeah, you can't blame him. When you've got all them guys behind you, such a big fight, you can't blame him for wanting to get away. That's the section you need to push. You need to be fast through turns 3 and 4 because you're going onto a straight next, and that gap can get closed up so quickly. So that's why he was pushing so hard there. A little bit too much. He's going to be kicking himself.
Yeah, and bad day for Leopard, but also a real shame for Scott Ogden as well. But let's take a look at the top 3 then. The first time we'll hear the Colombian national anthem, Gav.
The Colombian national anthem always been a feature in Formula One, of course, over the past couple of years. Daniel Holgado, our championship leader, finishes in 3rd position. A mighty strong race for him as well. And for Holgado, it's going to be good. Sasaki 2nd, but David Alonso, P1 from the back of the grid. A remarkable achievement for him. The trophy's now being presented. John McGuinness, the monster athlete, presents the Constructors' Trophy to Gas Aspar M3. Mighty good race for them. Further down, the P3 trophy. Andy Prix, the BRDC board member, of course, former touring car driver and world touring car world champion Andy Prix, presents Daniel Hologado with yet another trophy. It is podium number 6 in his Moto3 career. Amul Sasaki takes podium number 16 of his Moto3 career with a P2. But for David Alonso, number 80, it's his first ever win, his second podium in Moto3. He wins the Moto3 British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. And in his honour, we will hear right now the Colombian national anthem. All around, and it is David Alonso who gets the big hug on a Sunday afternoon. It is now here at Silverstone. It's champagne time. Not allowed to spray it, Alonso. 17 years old, so can't do it, unfortunately. Well, what a cracking Moto3 race that was. Stay with us here on JB Motorsports across Twitch and YouTube, because coming up next, it's the Premier Class, earlier than normal as well. It's the MotoGP British Grand Prix. Our main attraction follows us at 12:45 British Summer Time. Thanks for your company, Moto3. We'll see you later. Goodbye.